week 12. The regular season has ended. We're now going into the 5-week stretch of playoffs. So, I'm going to do something a little different this week. We're going to look at a few plays, some things to look at that from this past week. But I'm also going to look at a few things that are things throughout the season that we missed, or things that we saw most of and maybe we got better at, but we still need to look for as we go into the playoffs. So to start out, we're going to have a blindside block here on a scrimmage kick. Blindside blocks are one thing we hit on a lot this year. It's a new rule. So we're going to watch this here. We have the ball coming in this way, so the side judge is going to be wide and picking up all this. So if you see this guy, we have all the indicators already. Player's going one way, he's cutting back and coming another way, and he is going to deliver a blindside block hit. Slow it down, you can see it. Ideally, we want the side judge to pick this up. Now, we want to have the head linesman pick it up, so it was picked up by the crew. But that's something that the side judge needs to pick up. It's in a great position. We've got a wide cone of vision. Just won't be able to pick that block up. He may have been screened, but still something we want the side judge to pick up. Something else we've been struggling with this year, passes over the middle. We'll go back and look at the beginning here. So we got 4 receivers spread wide, so all the keys are covered. Field judge, line judge, head linesman, side judge. So let's watch the keys develop. The pass there and the DPI is going to be called there. Head linesman calls it. Now we start out with the keys, we start out with man, but remember we go man, ball, zone. So with the field judge's key from the begin with, but once it cuts out, right about here, we start to switch keys from man to the zone. So the field judge now picks up this guy because he's deep. So really you want the line judge to pick this up. Be maybe watching stuff inside. You also have this coming. So we have 2 receivers kind of crossing past the zone coverage. The over middle is hard stuff to catch, but we did pick this up. It was thrown by the head linesman. It's one thing just to look at as far as switching from man to zone keys. It's a tough call. 7-man, we picked that up, but we don't have 7-man. So we have to live with what we have. We're going to have a late hit. We've looked at this a few times this year. Remember, one thing I've always told coaches and officials, this guy wraps up, it takes all doubt out of the equation. But when you're this late, this is borderline late. I think this was flagged. I know it was flagged. I don't know if they flagged the late hit or if they thought maybe it was a targeting. It definitely comes high. So what I've told coaches and what I try to tell officials, if coaches will teach this defender to wrap up right here, it kind of eliminates the doubt. But when they don't wrap up and they just deliver a blow, now the official has to make a judgment call. And sometimes the coaches don't like the judgment. So we really want this guy to wrap up. This was flagged. We're definitely not going to say it was incorrect. Like I said, I can't remember if it was a late hit or if it was high. But either way, I think we're good with the foul there. Coaches need to do a better job of telling their players to wrap up. And maybe they are coaching it. But these are 15, 16, 17-year-old kids, so maybe they're not listening. So we want to look at onside kicks for 1 second. This is the opening kickoff. And I just show this because I want you to be aware, especially with playoffs looming this week, to always be expecting the unexpected. Opening kickoff. Who expects an onside kick on an opening kickoff? They do a good job. It's a little dribble kick. The field judge is there, stays with the key, does a good job there. You know, pretty easy. It wasn't anything too egregious, but again, I show that to show that just be ready for the unexpected, especially as we head into playoffs. Well, watch this left tackle right here. Remember, the rule concerning linemen is that they need to have their shoulders approximately parallel to the line of scrimmage. The key word there is approximately. Now, when he comes out wide like there, it is to gain an advantage, so he can pick up this guy coming off a little bit better. But we don't want to be too nitpicky on this rule. Again, the rule is approximately parallel. He's close there. I'd say just let it go. Maybe talk to him the next time you see him. Say, hey, make sure your shoulders stay parallel. But the wording of the rule that we have, approximately parallel, so he's good here. All right. Now I want to look at things that we missed or we've seen a lot of. Ineligible downfield is a big one. We have called ineligible downfield more than anything else this year, other than procedural penalties. Ineligible downfield has been one of the main things that we've seen this year. It's also been one of the things we missed. And it's easy on a scrimmage kick to kind of turn off your ineligible downfield brain. There's a play in the state finals last year, I think the Cartersville-Thomaston game, where one of the teams ran a fake punt, and they threw it about 20-30 yards downfield, and the center, long snapper, was standing almost next to the guy that caught the ball, and it went unflagged. So there's a tendency to, on the scrimmage kick especially, kind of turn off your ineligible downfield brain. So we're going to look at this one here. You can see the arrows, and they're all downfield. We're going to have the pass behind the line of scrimmage. Pass got about the 41. As you can see, the line of scrimmage about 38. So when this pass is caught, all those linemen are downfield. Something we want to be cautious about. Here's a couple that we saw. I think I put these in review last week just to go back over them. It's hard to see where this is exactly caught, but we kind of use some deductive reasoning here. We see the line of scrimmage is 48. So remember, we give the lineman the neutral zone, the expanded neutral zone. So we would give them to about the 50. And you can see the lineman. So we're into about the 50. Right when the ball's caught, they're about the 51, 52. Ball's caught in this area. Line of scrimmage was a 48. So we are beyond the line of scrimmage here. So they would have been ineligible downfield. Here's another one. See the lineman right there when the ball is caught. Line of scrimmage is 30. Looks to be on the 32. These are close. You get them to about the 32. So this one's close, but we just want to be cautious about that. There's another one. These linemen are way downfield. This one's caught just beyond the line of scrimmage. Well, maybe they're right at 2 yards. You want to be cautious about it. We give them 2 yards. We don't want to give them anything more than 2 yards. Remember, rule looks like it's in a neutral zone, so that's what we want to give them. This one we should probably pop them from ineligible downfield. They're at 3 yards. Incomplete pass. Completion of the pass does not matter. Rulebook just says a legal forward pass. Does not have to be complete. If an incomplete pass, we can still rule ineligible downfield. Here's one that was not called, and I think it's a good no call. Note where the line of scrimmage is, so it's been the neutral zone where it would be. It's beyond the neutral zone, or the ball's passed beyond the line of scrimmage. Linemen are right here, they spin the neutral zone. You see they stop. So we know this team's probably pretty disciplined. They've been coached well. They know 2 yards and you stop until it's caught, then they can go on downfield. Good job here, the crew, not calling that one. This one, the same game though, a little bit later. It's one we probably should have thrown. So this is probably designed to be caught either right at or behind the line of scrimmage. But it's going to be caught beyond the line of scrimmage, and we have these linemen way downfield. So this one probably should have been called back. Remember, execution is still part of the game. Even though that play may have been designed to be caught behind the line of scrimmage, it was. So we still need to probably pop that one. Alright, let's look at onside kicks. So, pop-up kick, big rule change this year. Looks like from the video I've seen, it's like we struggled with it early, so did the teams. This is one from week 2. This is one we let go. And even in a review video, we said probably shouldn't have been called. But some further review, discussion, maybe this is one we should have called. So, as you can see, I'll get back at remember, it's got to go straight into the ground, which it did. Let's see if we can see here. See, it goes straight into the ground. And then we said in Georgia, head height. See, that one goes way above head height. And the intention of the rule is to protect the receiving team. So if we go back and look at how they caught it, it puts this our player in a precarious position. He did not have an opportunity to receive that kick before he was hit. And he was hit before he got the kick. So probably should have got this one, but should have shut it down. Here you can see a wider angle of it. See, the ball is above head height. The second bounce doesn't matter, but you see the position it puts the R player in. So this one probably should have been shut down. Here's another one that probably should have been shut down. This one, R is not in immediate danger, but by rule we probably still should have had a pop-up kick. See how high that ball is? It was driven immediately into the ground, and that first bounce after being driven to the ground went way above head height. So regardless of the depth of this one, probably still should have killed it. They're tough. But as you can see, teams kind of figured it out and they got better. Here's one we showed a couple of weeks ago. That looks to be slightly above head height, but don't be nitpicky on that. That one we probably would have let go. And the team did let go. And, the crew did let it go. I think they did so correctly. So that's good onside kick. Like I said, don't be nitpicky about head height. Like, that's about the apex of it. So, you're not far off. We'll give him that. Previous two where it was way over his head. We would have shut down. And then here's another one from this past week. It's going to be the same. That was driven nearly into the ground, but you see how high the ball is? Never even gets head height. Dribbled, then we got first touching. Let's be a little bit quicker to get the beam back down this first touching so we know. but you see this one, very legal. So I think teams are starting to catch on, and part of that may have been us. Maybe we've been calling it more. Maybe we've been doing a good job of teaching these coaches, but it is being called more, or they've gotten a lot better at it. Another thing we've been missing a lot this year is blocking below the waist. There's been a lot of games where we're missing illegal blocks. Let's watch this split back right here. That would be the deep's key. A lot of times deeps, we tend to take a play off if it's a run play, but we still have keys to watch. So this split back's our key. He's going to go low, and we're going to miss it. And it's right at the point of attack. Another one, same game, same team, same player. Split back. There's the deep's key. And he's going to go low and take that guy out. Right at the point of attack. Let's watch the lead blocker on this one going through. This is on the defense. So the defender comes in, takes out that lead blocker. Remember, blocking below the waist, it can go both ways. Kickoffs, same thing. Block below the waist happen a lot on kickoffs. Make sure we're aware of it. Right there, see them highlighted. A little bit of a whiff, but he still made contact, still took him out. I'm going to watch that. That was a big block. Probably sprung that guy. Now let's look at one. Blocking below the waist on the lines has been kind of dicey, but really we want no delay on that alignment. Here we're going to watch the center. We'll take a step back and then go down. That should be a foul. If he went straight out, straight down, we let it go, but that one backs up and then dives. So we should have blocking below the waist on that one. I have one more clip to look at. This is one we want to make sure that we watch the whole block all the way through. This is from one of the mini games past Monday. We want to watch in this area right there. And we called it. We brought this touchdown back, but we probably should have let this one go. This is where watching the whole play comes into focus. As you can see, this defender turned his back on it, which is where he got the push. Now, blocking the back, it's more for advantage, disadvantage, not so much for safety. No advantage gained here. Now, is this a necessary block? No, but it's not illegal either. Defender turned on him, he got a push. Probably should have let that one go. Key thing to take away from there is make sure you see the whole block before you roll on it. That's it for this week. Good luck in the first round of the playoffs, guys. Congratulations on all those officials working. And just stay focused and give it your best.